Welcome back. It is April 23rd, 2025, and today marks 1 year since one of the biggest political scandals in Kern County's history, the downfall of former Kern County Supervisor Zack Scrivner. Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024 is when it all started.
Scrivner faces allegations of child sexual assault and in February was charged with 5 felony counts, including child abuse and weapons possession. 17's Jenny Ha has been on this story since day one and has a summary of everything we know and everything we still don't know.
This has been a lengthy process for all parties involved, sparking concerns that Scrivner, as one of Kern's top elected officials and as nephew of District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, was receiving special treatment. It took 10 months for charges to be filed, and his trial will likely begin well into the summer.
It's happened.
This reaction, the resounding community-wide echo when former Kern District 2 Supervisor Zack Scrivner was charged on February 14th, 297 days after allegations of child sexual assault first surfaced. The California Department of Justice charged the 51-year-old Scrivner with 5 felonies, 3 counts of willful cruelty to a child, and 2 counts of possessing weapons, including AK-47 and AR-15 style rifles. His attorney, H.A. Sala, pleaded not guilty to all charges on Scrivner's behalf.
But he will not be convicted.
17 News spoke extensively with Sala the following week. So everything that's detailed in the complaint, such as the penetration that's mentioned, the fact that the supervisor was under mind or mood altering substances and, treated the victim inappropriately. If you deny all those allegations, are you essentially saying the victim's claims are false then?
I am saying my client is innocent.
Are there victims in the case?
We're going to have to wait for I don't believe that there are victims in this case.
That fateful night, Tuesday, April 23rd, around 11, District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer, Scrivner's aunt, placed a personal call to Sheriff Donnie Youngblood. She told the sheriff Scrivner was armed with a gun and was suicidal at his Tehachapi home. It is alleged Scrivner sexually assaulted a preteen girl and was stabbed by that girl's teenage brother, who was trying to protect her. Sala told 17 News Scrivner was stabbed twice in the back. The complaint details that while responsible for the care of the girl, Scrivner got into bed with her and touched her inappropriately. And that Scrivner introduced firearms in a situation where the child would attempt to get control of the firearms or otherwise prevent him from committing self-harm and struggled with the child over the firearms, seriously aggravating an existing injury. Following the charges, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood joined 17 News at sunrise.
I told you 10 months ago if I disagreed, I would tell you, and I totally disagree. I think that he's receiving preferential treatment. And I'm really disappointed in not only the 10 months that it took, but the charges that they charged him with. He walked into courtroom, never booked. Even the President of the United States was booked, photographed, and fingerprinted. Zack Scrivner was not.
Youngblood asked why there were no sex crime charges, despite the complaint stating allegations like, quote, sexually penetrate, injure, cause, and permit a child to suffer and to be inflicted with unjustifiable physical pain and mental suffering.
They articulate a sex crime, PC 288, and then they don't charge him with that crime, which means he will never have to register as a sex offender.
To which Scrivner's defense responded,
there are certain elements that need to be proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Just in this particular charge, could not be proved and cannot be proved beyond a reasonable doubt.
He was treated differently from the very beginning because he was a sitting supervisor. He was the nephew of the sitting district attorney.
All details we know about this case came from Sheriff Youngblood and his April 25th, 2024 press conference.
I wouldn't be standing up here if we didn't believe that something occurred.
No insight from Scrivner nor his attorney, no insight from our district attorney, and no insight from the State Department of Justice until charges were filed.
No one's above the law. Everyone must be held accountable if they break it.
During the press conference, Youngblood noted that Scrivner's parents were also home when the incident occurred, and he said no 911 calls were made. The only calls for help were directly to him. Zack Scrivner was one of the most well-connected politicians in Kern. Even his mother, Kathy Scrivner, has been on the Kern High School District Board of Trustees since 2022. Kathy Scrivner has not responded to any requests for comment since last April. Neither has her sister, DA Cynthia Zimmer. 17 News wants to emphasize there's one party we've not received comment from over the past year, the district attorney's office. They say she's hands-off because of the familial conflict of interest. However, we've reached out to DA Zimmer not just as the aunt of Zack Scrivner, but also as one of the county's top law enforcement officials who has a duty of transparency to her constituents. Her spokesperson declined multiple requests for comment just over the past few weeks. 17 News sent emails on March 6th, March 13th, March 24th, then again on March 31st. Some of the questions we're still hoping to get answered. Why did you call the sheriff himself instead of 911 or Tehachapi Police? What was said in the phone call you made to Sheriff Youngblood? Since you made this call for help, is that not direct involvement in the case? Were you asked to be part of the criminal investigation? If so, did you cooperate? Wednesday, the DA's office declined yet another request for comment. Following his arraignment, Scrivner was released on his own recognizance because he did not pose a flight risk or public safety threat. Sala says it's unclear if Scrivner will attend his May 1st court date. Scrivner's civil case with now estranged wife Christina Scrivner remains on hold as his criminal case plays out. Meantime, a 3-year restraining order has been granted for Christina Scrivner and their 4 children. Jenny Ha, 17 News.